TV, right? We're bringing all the big stars.
Yes, all the stars are out on Des O'Connor tonight. Wednesday entertainment at 8 on Carlton. Sure, with a difference. Where anything could happen.
Boys will be boys.
Outside Edge, Christmas Day comedy at 10 on Carlton.
Next tonight on Carlton, comedy adventure in the movie Crocodile Dundee 2.
This Christmas at Debenhams, you'll find gifts in silver and gold. Gifts that look smart, the way to his heart. Games to play all Christmas Day, a glamorous night by candlelight. Jolly crocs, boxes of socks, mooses per pair. Scents to wear, dresses that stun, dolls for fun. We've got Christmas all wrapped up. At Christmas, the difference is Debenhams.
Between us, your cat couldn't be in better hands.
Cheers!
You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign. I'm open back to the wheel. I just want your extra time and your kiss.
Sign up for a Debenhams account card now and get 10% off your Debenhams Christmas shopping for the first whole week.
Entertainment this Christmas season and a little frank talk.
You talk what you want, Des. Relax. It's your show, mate. Relax.
Actors, singers, now with their own Christmas special, Robson and Jerome. John Hannah is McCallum, a forensic scientist who breaks the rules. For our younger viewers,
I want to show you the world.
new animated classics. And if you want movies,
Crazy to let a person like that stay in your house. We gotta get her back.
oh dear.
It's like a nightmare.
From one habit to quite another.
Bring him alive.
Passions run high and jealousies smoulder in Emmerdale. But all eyes are on the street. And talk of holidays.
Schofield's TV Gold, the best in holiday entertainment, and it won't cost you a penny.
Carlton Entertainment.
But now on Carlton, the adventure movie Crocodile Dundee 2, starring Paul Hogan.
You're my party, Tortella. Found you suddenly fresh and new. With you I always like a party, 'cause it always tastes best with you. You're my party, Tortella. A tiny tortilla, a big day. You're the reason for a party, just like that, 'cause I like you.
Tortella from the Konditorei Koppenrad und Wiese. It's gonna be a great day.
The finger-licking KFC Family Feast now comes with Walls Viennetta. The KFC Family Feast, only $9.99.
How intriguing. And now, over to Tom in the kitchen.
Are you all right, Paula?
That looks amazing, Tom.
Oh, it's quite simple, really, Paula. Take some potatoes, wash off all the scramble and store them for 20 minutes. And smickle them till it's nice and creamy. And add a good dollop of Coleman's Smuggler New garlic mustard.
Lovely.
Garnish with a few sausages.
May I?
Here, let me wipe that off.
Smuggling new mustards from Coleman's of Norwich.
I don't know how she does it.
Well, Energizer lasts longer than your ordinary SP batteries.
Energizer. Longer lasting batteries.
I knew that you loved me.
True love is when you feel that you've known each other forever. Do you believe in true love?
I accept all that you are and all that you will be. I'm glad that you stick by me.
He looked into my eyes and just said he would take care of me. True love, a fragrance from Elizabeth Arden.
With new Kodak Image Magic, you can enlarge your favorite photos in minutes. With a touch of magic, you can make photo quality enlargements directly from your prints, even if you've lost the negatives. So this Christmas, make the most of your photos with Kodak Image Magic. Available at Kodak Express.
Hair health advice for men.
It's no wonder men wash their hair more than women.
But too much washing and towel drying can leave it weak and unhealthy looking. That's why, for frequent washing, I recommend Pantene Pro V. Its pro-vitamin B5 nourishes the roots and penetrates to the very tip, strengthening your hair and leaving it healthy looking. Every time you wash.
Pantene Pro V, daily treatment for healthy looking hair.
There's only one chocolate that's as smooth as silk. And only one place to enjoy smooth and creamy Galaxy. In a world of your own, Galaxy. Why have cotton when you can have silk?
Millions of people who know about cold sore prevention know treating the tingle with antiviral Zavirax cold sore cream means their cold sore may never appear.
Britain's best loved meal wouldn't be the same without Britain's best loved stuffing. So don't forget the Paxo this Christmas.
Tasting the fruits of power in a world where one human will fight for what is right. James Caan, Alien Nation. Thursday science fiction at 9 on Carlton.
Toblerone, out on its own. Triangular chocolate, that's Toblerone. Made with triangular almonds from triangular trees, and triangular honey from triangular bees. And oh, Mr. Confectioner, please, give me Toblerone.
Fancy a wee teachers?
Yeah. Bob.
You forgot the ice. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You can now collect free gifts from Disney's Pocahontas on selected boxes of Tetley tea. But hurry, they're going fast.
Can't explain.
Between love and madness lies obsession.
Obsession for Men, Calvin Klein.
These days, not everyone drinks martini. Through research, we've discovered why. Although people love that subtle, classic taste, martini's glamorous image makes some feel too self-conscious to drink it. Frankly, they feel too ugly to drink it. Don't you, Jonathan?
Yes, my face looks ridiculous. That's why I've come to you.
So you want us to perform extensive facial cosmetic surgery on you so you can enjoy martini?
Yes.
Let's do it. Jonathan, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Do you know anyone ugly who'd like to enjoy the beautiful drink? Would you like us to cosmetically transform their head? Call this number. You could look as good as Jonathan.
Thanks, Julie. At last, I can enjoy my martini. Chin chin.
With Martini, we can make Britain a more beautiful place.
Cheese lovers, Anchor Vintage Mature. Malcolm.
Oh, Malcolm.
Crumbly with a savoury bite, yum yum. Savour the flavour of Anchor Mature.
Does anyone know where I left that chili powder?
Tetley's. Take the rough with the smooth.
Whoopi Goldberg is running from the mob.
We gotta get her back. $250,000 dead or alive.
And needs a place to hide.
What am I gonna do here? I'm gonna go crazy here.
To be amongst friends.
You stay out of my face, I'll stay out of your face. Can you handle that?
I think it's a very good idea.
To contemplate her future.
What am I gonna be, Quasimodo?
Call it divine intervention.
People wish to kill you. Anyone who's met you, I imagine.
Sister Act, a Christmas Day movie premiere at 8 on Carlton.
Passenger, I stay under glass. I look through my window so bright, see the stars come out tonight. I see the bright and hot low sky over the city's red backside.
Wouldn't you pay 99p for a slice of this delicious Sara Lee double chocolate gâteau? Well, right now you can buy the entire cake for just 99p. They must think it's Christmas.
Time can't touch us. All too often, women's magazines have this sort of big sister approach. The Marie Claire reader is very bright, she's very intelligent. She doesn't need me to tell her what to do. Our readers have their own style, and that's the only style to be had. American Express allows you to be spontaneous. If you see a bargain, you want to buy it immediately. And for that, I use the American Express card.
With American Express, you can take out Marie Claire for a year, or take yourself out shopping.
Speaks volumes about who you are. Your body language speaks volumes about who you are. About who you are. Speak freely with Tampax, the freedom within.
Well, we can take all your favourites with us, but we'll have to leave you behind.
Kellogg's Variety. Another little problem sorted.
Oh, no!
Please,
just
Play McDonald's £1.5 million Monopoly game. There are thousands of great prizes to win instantly, like Big Macs and Coca-Cola, or by collecting the stickers on special cups and fry boxes. A chance to win Sony home entertainment systems from Comet. Sony Discmans, mini hi-fis, and televisions.
Just one. Come on. You never let me have one of you.
Go directly to McDonald's and play the £1.5 million Monopoly game.
Dennis Waterman is back in circles of deceit and up to his neck in treachery.
He's uncovered something which he believes is worth a great deal of money to us.
What am I looking for?
You can't allow yourself to be blackmailed.
I thought we finished with the old cloak and dagger stuff years ago. 3 of my guys got made redundant last night. I just need somebody to watch me back.
You think he tried to kill you?
Dennis Waterman returns in Circles of Deceit, Wednesday the 27th of December at 9.
Seeking out the great grey whale.
Hello, my friend.
In the wild, grey whales with Christopher Reeve. A Tuesday voyage at 9 on Carlton.
You're watching Carlton. Now we go over to ITN.
From ITN News at 10 with Dermot Murnaghan.
BSE and humans evidence that eating beef is safe. Russia's new face of communism prepares to take on Yeltsin. Is his number up? Lottery regulators' future in the balance. And the princess's Christmas snub to the Queen. Good evening. Scientists have provided the strongest evidence yet that people can't get the human equivalent of BSE from eating beef. It comes from tests on mice, genetically engineered to react to BSE in the same way as humans. Fears about a possible link recently prompted the government to ban the use of some cattle products in food and a big fall in beef sales. Here's our health editor, Lawrence McGuinty.
The meat industry admitted tonight that sales of beef from butchers' shops have dropped by 15%, largely because of fears about BSE. But today's research results do seem to have reassured at least some customers.
If it's true that there really isn't a connection, then I suppose I'll start buying it again.
So it means I'll stop worrying about it, even though it hasn't, as I said, hasn't worried me enough to stop actually eating the stuff.
The results come from a respected research group at St Mary's Hospital. They've been using genetically engineered mice to test whether BSE really is infectious for human beings.
So far, the answer is reassuring. It's not a complete answer, and it's certainly not a definitive answer, but the message really is so far so good.
Mice aren't people, but they're the best model scientists have to predict what could happen in humans. In the tests, an ordinary mouse injected with material from cows infected with BSE develops a disease. But when genetically engineered mice, which have human protein implanted in the brain, are also injected, they don't get BSE. Or at least, so far they don't. The experiment has run for a year, but still has 18 months to go. Scientists stress that the experiments done here at St Mary's Hospital are nowhere near conclusive scientific proof that BSE can't infect human beings. But they're the best scientific evidence yet that the disease won't severely affect human populations. Some scientists who've recently said they don't eat beef see these results as reassuring, but not yet enough.
There aren't absolute answers. We have to weigh the evidence, and the evidence changes with every new study. This present study has added a little more evidence of reassurance, but we won't ever know for sure the true situation.
Most scientists doing research on BSE see the mice experiments as a crucial way of deciding whether the disease can infect human beings. But the government's fiercest critics disagree.
The test animal, the mouse, we know is not very vulnerable to BSE. And of course, the test animal is the mouse and not the man. So that it tells us about the mouse more than it does about people.
Whether these new results can turn the tide against fears about BSE that have led to bans on beef in school dinners is difficult to say. But they do offer the most reassuring conclusions about the disease we've seen so far. Lawrence McGuinty, News at 10.
The people of Russia, deprived of choice for decades, have voted to give the communists a huge boost in only the country's second general election. It's a big blow for President Boris Yeltsin's market reforms, but the communists are unlikely to win enough seats to challenge his authority. That will come next June when presidential elections are held. With less than half the votes counted, the communists have nearly 22%. The ultra-right nationalists just over 11%, and the government party 9.6%. Here's our Moscow correspondent, Julian Mannion.
Tonight, the leader of the Communist Party, Gennady Zyuganov, walked into the election center to see much of the map of Russia turning red. If he looked a little anxious, it was perhaps because of his repeated predictions that the government would resort to fraud during the count. But so far, there is no sign of that. Almost half the votes have now been counted, and the communists are well in the lead with some 22%. The ultra-nationalists of Vladimir Zhirinovsky are currently holding second place, and the government's party, Our Home is Russia, is third. The communists are ahead in most areas of the country and have even had a solid vote in Moscow. For Boris Yeltsin, there are some crumbs of comfort, but there's no escaping the fact that an overwhelming majority of Russians has voted against his government and its policies. In the past, Zyuganov has suffered from the accusation that he lacks charisma, but today all the cameras were on him, and he responded by saying that Russia has now voted against radical reform.
These results are a deep rejection of the so-called radical reforms that have now collapsed and are bankrupt.
The Communist Party's success in this election owes much to the tireless efforts of Gennady Zyuganov. He's a former propagandist in the old Soviet party. He has rebuilt the party and held it together since its fall from power in 1991. Now he's determined to slow down Yeltsin's market reforms. He claims he wants foreign investment, but he would be tougher in foreign policy, something that struck a chord with his supporters as they rejoiced tonight.
I'm over the moon about it. Communists are patriots. They love our country, and they hate traitors. We don't need democracy or freedom of speech. We need order.
Russia's Prime Minister Viktor Chernomyrdin has been putting a brave face on a poor result for his party. But it is Boris Yeltsin who must now reflect deeply. He must decide if he can take the strain of another battle royal against the communists in next year's presidential race. And if not, how his reforms can best be saved.
And Julian Mannion joins us now live from Moscow. Julian, how much real power will the communists have?
Well, in strict constitutional terms, not a great deal. When this constitution was drawn up by Boris Yeltsin's experts about 2 years ago, the precise purpose, of course, was to reduce Parliament's power, reduce its capacity for making trouble. But Russia is in a particularly vulnerable position right now. Boris Yeltsin has been very ill. The presidential election is looming in June next year, and the communists are now in a powerful starting position for it.
So what pointers are there from this poll for that presidential election?
Well, one of the pointers is that one of the potential candidates, should Boris Yeltsin not run, that's the Prime Minister Viktor Chernomyrdin, has been really shown to be a weaker candidate than he might be. But in fact, the main point is simply whether Boris Yeltsin's health will take the strain.
Julian, thanks very much indeed. Here, the Prime Minister today opened the door for the public to decide if Britain should join a single European currency. He told the Commons a referendum on monetary union was a possibility. That will please conservative Eurosceptics, but won't stop them mounting another Commons rebellion tomorrow. Here's our political editor, Michael Brunson.
Faced with the reality at Madrid of the rest of Europe forging ahead towards the single currency, the Prime Minister's tone has changed. Less, it'll never happen. More, if it does, has everyone thought of the possible dangers? Perhaps the former Foreign Secretary Douglas Hurd senses that Madrid has changed things too. For it was he who asked for and received the Prime Minister's strongest assurance to date that it might all come to a referendum.
For a decision of such magnitude, we shall certainly keep in mind the possibility of a referendum if the Cabinet were to recommend British entry.
But Tony Blair said that Tory divisions on this issue were weakening the Prime Minister's position. Paddy Ashdown made much the same point, and almost on cue, Bill Cash opened up from the Tory backbenches.
There is no doubt that at Madrid we sold the pass because we did not disagree with the other member states in their determination to go ahead with political union.
Tomorrow, the Prime Minister, who completely rejected Mr Cash's charge, faces more grief from him and 16 others, whose rebellion, confirmed at a meeting tonight over EC fishing policy, is posing a real threat to the government's slender majority. Even so, the signals tonight from the Labour Whip's office are distinctly cautious, partly because of uncertainty about what the Ulster Unionists are going to do. And if the government is defeated tomorrow on what all sides accept is a technical vote, a vote of confidence on Wednesday, the very last day of the session before the Christmas recess, is thought to be highly unlikely. Michael Brunson, News at 10, Westminster.
It's been revealed that a team of inspectors had to abandon a visit to London's Holloway prison because they were so appalled at the conditions there. It's understood the inspectors were concerned about the tough security regime at the prison, which holds 500 women. The unannounced visit was the first since the new Chief Inspector of Prisons, Sir David Ramsbottom, took up his post. The future of the National Lottery Regulator hangs in the balance tonight. The Director General of Oflot, Peter Davis, is under pressure to resign after accepting free flights from one of Camelot's main shareholders. Today he said he wouldn't go, but the Heritage Secretary